hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Boom Shikha and I welcome you to my channel. I hope that you guys find these videos useful and that you can become the best version of yourself as much as possible because of them. In this video, I want to speak to you guys about how our entire existence as an INFJ is bound up in hiding and concealing our true nature. Not from ourselves. Ourselves, we need to know what our true nature is, and we're always kind of trying to figure out, who am I? What am I? What do I like? What don't I like? Why do I do things this way and not that way? And so for ourselves, we're always trying to figure ourselves out, and we're trying to figure out what our true nature is. But in terms of everyone else, our main priority, my main priority, is always to hide and to make sure that no one really knows what my true nature is. Why? I don't know why. I have this weird thing about it. For example, recently I was sitting down with a friend, and I was telling him how I thought this individual was good looking, physically attractive. I thought he was physically attractive, and I was like, I think the women here are really going to like him, and I think blah, 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 blah. And he was like, oh my God, you've never said that out loud before. You never said that anyone is physically attractive. This is the first time I'm hearing you say this. Blah, 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 blah. He makes a big deal out of it, and I think to myself, shit. In my head, I had these warning bells going on, this neon red warning signals. Shit, shit, shit. You've shared something about yourself with the world. It's gonna all come tumbling down. Everything's ruined. La 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 la. And so I'm like, the whole day I spent thinking to myself, why? Why did I say this out loud? Why did I share myself with the world? Why? Now, it didn't necessarily mean that I found him physically attractive. It just meant that he was physically attractive, and I think that the world will find him attractive, and I think it'll be good to have that energy here. But I was so afraid, and I was so annoyed with myself for sharing that opinion with the world, with this individual. And so I was really angry with myself. And this is how we spend our entire existence as an INFJ. We're always trying to make sure, as we move through the world, that we want to keep all of our opinions, all of our tendencies, all of our natures, all of our proclivities, if you want to call it, to ourselves. We don't want anyone to know. We don't want anyone to know how we think. We don't want anyone to know how we move. We don't want anyone to know why we think this way or that way, or what we would do if a certain situation presented itself. Recently, a friend of mine asked me to play a board game with them, and it's Settlers of Catan. And I know, I played it in the past, and it really reveals a lot about our decision-making process and about how we move through the world to the other players. And I've played it before, and I realized it's a really dangerous thing for an INFJ to play a board game like that, because basically you're revealing everything about yourself, the most important things about yourself, to those other players, right? That's how the game works. That's why it's so interesting and so fascinating. But I hated it. When I first played it with my friend, I noticed that I was doing that, and I noticed that they understood me better, and actually my relationship with them improved because of it. But of course, I don't want to do that with anyone else. I really don't. I don't want them to know how I think. I don't want them to know how I feel. I don't want them to know how I make my decisions and how I move through the world. I don't. I really don't. Actually, one of the things that I'm most afraid of is people figuring out who am I and what's my true nature and how I live through the world. That's one of the reasons I'm always changing my mode. As an INFJ, we do this all the time. As soon as we figure that someone's realized what mode we're in or what our personality type is, we'll switch. We'll switch to something completely different so that they're always kept on their toes and they have no idea who we really are, right? And so I refuse to play this game with this individual. I was like, no way in hell am I playing this game. And they keep on asking me every week, like, do you want to play a board game? And I'm like, I'm always making excuses up, of course, saying that, I have work to do or blah, blah, blah. But the reality of it is that I don't want them to know how I think and how I make my decisions, because it's not because that they would use it against me, because they're good people, really, I do trust them. But there's this thing inside of us as INFJs, we're always afraid to share our true nature with the world. We're always afraid that they're going to use it against us, or that if they know more about us, that they're going to hate us, or if they know more about us, then we're going to have to run away from them and move to a different country. I've done that in the past, where I lived in Chiang Mai, and I was hanging out with a lot of people, and they began to know me really well, and I had this huge fear of that, and I ran away. I packed up my stuff and moved here. That was part of the reason. Of course, there were other reasons as well, but that was a big reason for me, because I realized that people were getting too cozy with me. They were getting too close to me. They were getting too knowing of me. And I was like, what's going on here? I don't like this. Let me get out of here as soon as possible. And so I ran, right? And that's what we do. As soon as people figure us out, we run. We run. As soon as they figure us out, we change our mode. As soon as they figure us out, we go into chameleon mode and start becoming a different person. And so all of our existence in entirety is bound up in that hiding, and bound up in concealing our true nature. Not from ourselves, as I said, because we are always interested in figuring out, who am I? Why am I doing things this way? But we're always afraid of other people figuring it out. I don't know why. And I really wondered about this to myself, because I know that the more people know us, the better our relationships with them will be. It's the truth of the world that trust begins by learning more about each other. And so I only trust someone if they reveal themselves to me, and they will only trust me if I reveal myself to them, right? And so if I want to be in stronger, better relationships or friendships, then that's one of the steps of it. Reveal yourself, show your true nature, and let them see it, and then let your relationship grow stronger and stronger because of it, right? Because of that revealing. But I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I don't really want any more friends, anyways, and I'm afraid of it. I actually don't want to show my true nature to the world, because perhaps I have done it in the past and people have run away because of it, or I have done it in the past and people realize that I'm not the person that they truly realized I was or thought I was, and then they were angry about it. Or I've done that in the past and I've lost friendships, I've lost relationships, I've lost the trust of people, I've lost people in general, right? And so things like that have happened in our lives, and you know what INFJs do. Once we have evidence that this is going to happen, boom, 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 we keep on using that as data, and this is what we use for the rest of our life. So for the rest of my life, because a couple of people did not like the fact that I revealed my true nature to them, well, more than a couple of people, in the future I always use that as strategy, and I always think, okay, the people, I don't need to reveal myself to them, because if they knew me really, they would run away from me. Or if they knew me really, they wouldn't love me anymore. Or if they knew me really, they would think I was an idiot. Or if they knew me really, blah 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 blah. Right? We have all of these things that we think of ourselves. So I hope this makes sense to you guys. I just wanted to share this with you guys because I know you probably do this. There is no solution to it really, of course, besides letting yourself go a little bit and sharing a bit of yourself with the world. But besides that, I have nothing else to say on this subject. I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know what you guys do in regards to this, and if you guys have a strategy to get over it. Again, thank you so much for watching, for being on my channel. And if you guys have any questions at all, my contact information is in the description below. I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.